What's up, guys? On today's episode, we talk about our hips, a hard truth everybody should know, and little kids throwing curveballs. What's up, guys? This is Wade Gaynor, and you're watching episode 8 of the Wade Gaynor Talks show. Glad you joined us. We're going to get straight into this weekend baseball. This is my chance to go on a rant, which I'm going to here in a minute, or we talk about current events in the game. But this week, it's been coming up a lot, and I want to talk about it. I'm actually going to write a blog about this topic, and it will be on the website soon. But it is an issue that I see crossing all sports lines, transcends sports really, and goes on into just everyday life. It's this myth that hard work equals what you want, equals the success that you want. When in reality, hard work just gives you a chance for that success. So, when we're in Little League, we all get to play. We're getting in every game. Parents are happy, players happy. And if I was a coach or a manager, I'd be a player's coach, for sure. I always side with the players. Well, in most situations I do. But in this instance, just because you work hard doesn't mean you're going to have the success or the results that you want. All it does is gives you an opportunity, a chance at that success. Gives you an advantage against your peers, your teammates, those you're competing against. It's great. But it doesn't mean you're going to play every day. It doesn't mean you're going to hit third. It doesn't mean you're going to play shortstop or pitch. It's a tough game. It's a tough world. I can't wait to write this blog. I'm going to talk about the hard truth that is hard work doesn't always equal success. All right? So check out our website, wadegaynor.com. It's going to be up there soon. And I'll go into more depth. But until then, everybody, you got to stop crying around about not playing, about not getting what you want. All right? You got to grow up. It's part of life. There's going to be a time you're going after a promotion, a job, and you don't get it. Right? So that's these lessons that baseball can teach that we're missing these days. So I wanted to get that off my chest. Once again, go to wadegaynor.com. Check out the blog post where I'm going to go in depth on this topic. Now it's time for some questions. We actually had so much volume coming in now that we won't be able to get to each and every question each show. But whether I answer it on social media or it makes it on a show in the future, we will get to your questions. So keep those coming. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those things. We'll be checking these questions out. So let's get to them. All right, this is a good question. It's kind of brutal, really, but every pro park, college park, most high school fields don't have to deal with this because they don't have a stadium. But you start the game 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you have to deal with this. Anytime you have a shadow between you and the pitcher's mound, the ball either jumps on you or it disappears. So it's really difficult. It's hard to play, but it's part of the game. Everybody has to deal with it, so excuses don't really work in that way. But it's really difficult to hit a changeup because you can't see the ball pop out of the hand. Really, it's really difficult to hit a changeup all the time. I never was good at hitting changeups. But anyways, shadows make it much more difficult. That's a good question, though. Thank you. This is an excellent question. Really happy you came to me for my advice. Just the fact that you're talking about this, asking these questions, you're heading in the right direction. Competitive nature for us players, parents, coaches is, kids dealing, we're going to ride him out. This is a big game. We don't like the other team. We got a rivalry going on. Big all-star game, travel game. We win a trophy afterwards. But what we have to do is we have to take a step back, and you have to commit, you and your son, you as a player, that you're not going to be overused. Okay? When you're 13, every game means a lot to you. You want to do your best. You want to compete. You want to help your team out. But I can guarantee you it's not worth getting hurt any game, especially at the age of 13. Okay? Your arm's delicate. You only get one. You can have surgery to fix it, but nobody wants to do that. However, if I had to give you a hard number, I wouldn't want to go over 60, 70 pitches. I'm not a doctor, but I have seen and played a lot of games with a lot of guys. I've seen what kids can do to their arm at a very young age. I mean, you're still growing whenever you're 13. So every throw is putting a strain on your body. So if you're overusing it, you are highly susceptible to an injury. And this injury could plague you for the rest of your career, really for the rest of your life outside of baseball also. So, really important issue. I would not go over 60, 70 pitches. I mean, in pro ball, we'd have guys throw 35 pitches and they had to sit for 3 days, okay? They wouldn't let them pitch. Now, these are professionals. Your 13-year-old should not be overusing his arm. But I appreciate the question. Glad you thought of me to ask me any other issues like this. I'd be happy to talk about anytime. This question gets asked, since I was that age. I'm sure it got asked 20 years ago. The real answer is it's never safe to throw a breaking ball. It doesn't really matter how old you are. Whenever you're making such a violent motion as throwing and flicking your wrist, puts a lot of strain on your forearm, elbow, and bad stuff can happen. But I think the gist of this question is, when can you start regularly throwing a curveball? It's really about knowing how to throw a curveball, the safest way to throw a curveball, and making sure that you're not just, throwing the ball as hard as you can, flicking your wrist, and just doing more damage than good. I would work on a fastball and a changeup. This brings up an important issue that we'll talk about in the future, which is pitching off your fastball. Everybody wants to throw a bender, want to throw a curveball. Look at my curveball, look at my slider. If you're below the age of 13, you should not throw a curveball, and I stand by that. To be honest, there is no way that that's good for a young arm. It's never really safe to throw one, but when you're growing like those kids are and you're playing game after game and you're getting up on the mound, you're already putting a tremendous amount of strain on that arm, so we got to protect it. So in the long run, it will benefit you to learn how to pitch off your fastball and control a changeup, and you're going to get people out. All right, practice, practice, practice. That's the only way you're going to get better. You watch this show, you check out our videos. We have one up right now. This is a great defensive drill. I promise you'll get something out of it, and you can practice it wherever you are. But you have to get the fundamentals down before you can start worrying about how quick and how fast I'm moving. So that's what this show is all about. There will be more videos up in the near future where we go over these fundamentals. So what I believe in are fundamentals where we stay athletic. We don't turn into robots moving around the infield with real sharp movements. We try to be smooth, and we get within these guidelines, these checkpoints of where we should be whenever we're doing these athletic movements. So before you're quick, you have to have a good foundation of the basics. So you get those fundamentals down, and then we start getting quicker and quicker and quicker. And that's what it's all about whenever you move up levels. When I was in high school, I moved at this speed. When I was in college, the game got faster. Rookie ball, faster, all the way up to AAA. In the big leagues, they play at the fastest level you can play. All right? The game gets quicker, players get better, but when they're young, they learn the fundamentals while staying athletic, and that's where we lose lose sight a lot of times. We try to make these little robots, and they end up not performing up to their capabilities. So check out our video. We're going to have more of them up, but you have to get those fundamentals down, and you have to work. Work is a four-lettered word, but it is the only way we get better. So practice, practice, practice. That speed, that quickness, it'll come when those fundamentals are engraved in you as a baseball player. As you get older, as you develop, your motor skills develop, you get better and better, then speed comes. So that does it for questions. I think this was the best question segment yet. We really appreciate you sending those in to us. We have even more we didn't get to this time, but we're going to jump into Take a Swing Tuesday right now.
Swing the bat, quit looking at me.
All right, let's check this swing out. This guy's in the cage, clearly with his dad, who's saying, stop looking at me and swing the bat, which gets me all fired up, brings back all kinds of great memories. But what I want to focus on are the middle 3-4 swings. Not the first one when Pops was getting on to him. Not the last one because he's clearly tired. But we've talked about separation, and we've talked about intent at the plate, what we're trying to do. And we've talked about a couple other great things when it comes to hitting. So this one right here, he's squaring the ball up. When he gets through the ball, it makes a good sound. And really, the only thing he's missing is that lower half. All right, and we've kind of touched on it. I have a great video. It's up, and we talk about using your lower half. And what we do on this video is kind of bring our back knee down to the ground, get your legs activated. But the biggest piece of advice I have right here for this guy, he's squaring the ball up, so you know he's got good hand-eye coordination. He's in the cage working, wants to get better, all key things. But I would narrow my stance up, okay? And I'm going to show you what I mean here in just a minute. But narrow the stance up. He's widened out, and it doesn't look like he can get that body torquing quickly. It's kind of slowly through the zone. And a lot of times what that means is our hips aren't under us, and we're not in the strongest position we can be in. So I love when people widen out, kind of simplifies the process. You don't really take a long stride. You don't slide your body. But we got to bring those feet in to where we're in a good athletic position. I'm just going to keep saying the word athletic, athleticism, all right? Hitting is an athletic movement, so we have to have our feet under us. Now, we don't want to be standing straight up and down. Some people hit that way. Some people hit really spread apart. I mean, Albert Pujols is one of the best hitters in the game, and he's really spread out, but his hips get through the ball. Right here, something I guarantee you give you more pop. Ball bounce off that bat, and I bet you feel a little more comfortable if you just narrow that stance up. But you're taking great swings. I'd love to see a little bit lighter of a bat. Looks like that bat got a little heavy there after 5 or 6 swings. We want a bat we can swing the quickest. The biggest, longest bat where you don't lose bat speed. That's optimal for a hitter. So you've heard me talk about your lower half. Getting your backside through, getting off that back heel, and firing through the ball. So what we have here, once again, doing a lot of things right. Love his stance, love his hand placement, his very simple approach, simple swing. We want to keep that. Also, he does a good job staying athletic all the while. He doesn't look uncomfortable. But what I think is, for right here, we have to work really hard to get off our backside. We really have to have a good idea of what we're trying to do, gaining that power from the ground up, and it's really difficult to get these hips through quick. Our bat speed, although some of it's God-given ability, we can work on increasing our bat speed, no matter who you are. And a lot of that comes from our back hip's ability to fire through, all right? We want to be as quick as we can. For me, and a lot of baseball players, you get your feet shoulder width apart, and you're right here, and you're able to get through the zone quick. You can fire that back hip, get off that back heel on that toe, and you're able to get through the zone, and it increases your bat speed. It's the difference between making contact back here and the bat barrel dragging and catching it out here. Believe it or not, our lower half can help fire the bat through the zone. Okay? So, for this guy, he's really wide, and you can do this at home. You can try it out yourself. You're going to see immediately what I'm talking about. It's really hard for me. Some players can do it. This is not one of those absolutes that I like to talk about. Some guys hit this way, all right? But for a lot of us, we have to be more upright to get through the zone. I feel like I can move quicker and fire through the zone when I'm standing up a little more than when I get here. It's easy for me to cut my hips off. I can only get about right here, which is why on a lot of these swings, his backside looks like this, okay? If we stand up, there's no reason you can't get right there. It's that easy. We're right here. I'm just past shoulder width apart, but when I get out here, I'm slower through the zone, I'm dragging, and this hip isn't firing through the zone, okay? So, that's the quick tip this week. Take a Swing Tuesday. Another one in the books. We've got more videos coming. Appreciate all you guys sending them in. I really think this is going to help your game out, okay? So let's stand upright and be quick with that backside. Fire it through the zone. It's a violent motion, but if we're not careful, although this is simple, just rocking right here, it's really difficult for a lot of athletes to get their backside fully engaged when they're this spread apart. All right, that about does it for us here at the Wade Gaynor Talks show. Before we go, we want to talk about the new instructional videos we will have out soon, right here. If there's nothing here, we haven't filmed it, which is kind of odd because I guess when there is videos out there, it'll be here. Yeah. All right. So if I'm just sitting here for no reason, then there's no video to see. But anyways, we're going to film those soon. They're going to be good. We're going to do simple drills, complex drills, just stuff to make you a better baseball player, a better coach, whatever it may be that you're looking to do, we can help you out there. If you're watching us on YouTube, which I'm sure most of you who have seen this video are, leave us a comment. Apparently we don't care what it says. Just leave us a comment. We're looking for feedback.
I say this is the comment you told me to say.
Well, I mean, I think it's dangerous. So there's no telling what we're going to get back. But we want your feedback. That's what this show is all about. Your feedback. So leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. Maybe there's some room for improvement. We'll listen to you. Probably won't listen to them, really.
Yeah.
We think it's pretty good.
There's room for improvement.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Yeah. There probably is, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, stay tuned. We got vlogs, we've got instructional videos, and obviously more Wade Gaynor Talk shows coming. Another thing, Josh is telling me our shows will be posting on Mondays. So mark your calendars. Wade Gaynor Talk show each Monday. Hold him to that, or he'll procrastinate, right? We'll get it up Mondays.
That's right.
Okay? So, until next time, Bible verse of the week is Luke 12:48. To whom much is given, much is required. All you ball players out there, you've been given abilities. Even if you're not as good as you wish you were, you still have the ability to work to achieve that. We've all been given a lot, and much will be required of us. So, thanks for coming in, and God bless. Have a good week. I almost forgot. That would have been funny if we both